PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video, and today I'm here to talk about my Outrun collection in 2024. I have been collecting Outrun games on and off for the last few years, and it's a series I really enjoy, especially a lot of the games on the Sega Genesis, so I wanted to do an Outrun collection video in 2024. I had done a 2023 version, and I am going to delete that old version. It only had like a couple hundred views anyways, and you know what? It just didn't age well. So I want to make a new version of this video, so here we go. First up, we got Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. It's got the official Ferrari license on it, as you can tell. And yeah, this game is a fun way to play Outrun on the go. I didn't give it too much of a chance. I had some issues with it the first time I played it, but yeah, this is also a pretty fun version of the game. And if you have a PSP, of course, and you have the cables or whatever that you can hook up to a TV, you could play it on your TV that way too. At one point it had a Wi-Fi connection. You could actually play up to 6 players online. Yeah, this is a pretty cool, interesting version of the game. If you like playing Outrun on the go, this might be the way to go. So, Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast on the PSP. Up next, we have one of my more newer acquisitions of Outrun games, and that is Outrun on the Sega Master System. Now, I do not own a Sega Master System, so why even have this? And the answer is, well, because I could. You know, I mean, I got this because, you know, I really enjoyed playing it on my Sega Genesis EverDrive. And so I wanted to actually own a real physical copy of it. It is not complete in box though. I just have the game itself. It's not CIB, but you know, it's still got the hang tab, so that's pretty darn cool. I just love the cover. The cover looks so cool. I mean, you know, and it says twice the mega power on the front, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, this game, it doesn't look as good as some of the games on the Sega Genesis, of course, because it's on a less powerful console, but it still looks pretty darn good, and I'd still prefer to play this over Rad Racer, for example, so it's darn good, and darn good game worth having in a collection, so that is Outrun on the Sega Master System. Up next, we got Outrunners. Outrunners. This is a game I do not want to play solo. This is a game I have to play 2-player because this has a forced split screen. So there's always going to be a split screen when you play the game. It's not a single screen ever, which I just can't stand unless I'm actually playing 2-player. And this is a game I play with my son. Actually, he really enjoys this version of the game. He doesn't really much care for racing games. Like, he doesn't like Mario Kart. We played Diddy Kong Racing recently, and neither one of us liked that, actually. But this game is an absolute blast. I love the fact that there's multiple cars. You know, it's not just, you know, the Ferrari Testarossa like it is in other versions of Outrun and stuff. It's a multiple different collection of cars that you can choose from. And it is pretty darn fun. Sometimes my son actually beats me at this game. He's actually better in some ways than I am. It just depends what day it is or how off I am, I guess. But this is a fun game, definitely worth checking out. I also told a funny story about this. If you can tell with my copy, there's a bunch of scratches on there. I don't know if you guys can see that really well. And that's how I bought it, actually. I saw it on eBay and I grabbed it and I'm like, oh wow, that's wild how many scratches are. I like to think that there is some, you know, guy who owned this and, you know, his woman found out he cheated on him or something and she just, you know, destroyed his favorite copy of Outrunners, and that's what happened. But it's probably not what happened. It's just a stupid made-up story, but that's what I think happened, or maybe I just made it up. But anyways, that's Outrunners. Up next is Outrun 2019. This is one of my favorite Outrun games, and originally it wasn't even supposed to be an Outrun game or whatever. They kind of got the license at the last minute, and the car on the front is red, but you don't actually play as a red car. You play as a silver Batmobile, and it's fantastic. It's definitely very similar to the original Outrun because it doesn't feel like you're really racing anybody. You're just kind of driving through traffic, really, you know. But there is a lot of different cars and obstacles and crazy stuff going on here. The game seems a little longer, in fact, too, I think, than the original Outrun. There's a lot of replay value because you can take a lot of different ways throughout, and each stage is like 4 minutes long, but there's 4 stages total, so Yeah, this is pretty darn fun. Definitely worth checking out. My copy used to look way worse than this, and I did a lot of work to clean it up to make it look nice. I had done a video talking about that, and I think a community post or something, but anyways, that is Outrun 2019. Next, we got Outrun 2. Outrun 2 on the Xbox. This is a game that was definitely made with the Xbox in mind, and it is very different in a lot of ways compared to the original Outrun. It has a different feel to it, you know, yeah, it's different. What can I say? It's even 1 to 4 players, which I never realized that because I've only ever played this game by myself. But yeah, it's got a huge variety of cars. The one thing I don't care for it is there's a lot of stages that have like you absolutely need to drift, and getting that drifting down right was never something I was particularly good at. And also, I got this magazine, Retro Gamer magazine, that actually has Outrun 2 on the cover. It's actually quite comprehensive for the most part. And it came with a little booklet too, and that actually had some stuff about Outrun, but I actually sent that to my buddy, Master System Marceau. I actually sent a copy of that to him. And he's actually been playing Outrun 2 a lot lately. He's been doing speed runs of it and, you know, breaking some records there for sure. So glad to see him playing that. I know that's not maybe his favorite Outrun, and I kind of agree with him. I kind of feel him on that. But it seems like he's having a lot of fun with that. So, yeah. Outrun 2 on the Xbox, you know, is it a worthy successor? I'd like to think so. I mean, it's its own kind of thing, though, for sure. Up next, we got the Outrun vinyl soundtrack. That's right, the Outrun vinyl soundtrack. This has got some pretty good stuff on it here. You know, it's got, I'll read off the tracks it's got on here. It's got Magical Sound Shower, Passing Breeze, Splash Wave, Last Wave. And those are all the arcade versions. And then it's got the Mega Drive version of Step on Beat, Cruising Line, which is the Nintendo 3DS version, and Camino a Mi Amor, also Nintendo 3DS version. And it's pretty darn nice. It's absolutely gorgeous, right? You know, and it's got, yeah, 2 sides, like side A and side B. Can't remember if I showed this. It's got like this here, you know, you have an alternate one you could put, you know, to change out the front and everything. It's really, really darn nice, to be honest. A lot of times I like to listen to the Outrun soundtrack on Spotify or whatever through my Alexa. But you know what? There's something to be said about actually listening to an actual record, okay? I do have a record player, and I do use it quite often. So this is pretty darn nice, and definitely one of my favorite things in my Outrun collection. And now for the final piece of my Outrun collection. I actually did a review on this game, actually, and I did a little bit of a remaster on that as well. So we're remastering all our Outrun videos these days, and that is Outrun on the Sega Genesis. I can't say enough about this version of the game. This is not complete in box either. See, I have it, but it came with like the cover of the manual. That's it, just the cover. And maybe the back page. Yeah, the back page of the manual here. It's really bad. I don't know why they even bothered to include that in here, but I was like, whatever. So one of my goals in my Outrun collecting is to eventually get an Outrun manual for this, because it's probably my favorite version of the game. I can't say enough about how good this version of the game is. One thing I really like about it is it's super accessible. It's very, very accessible. I like that, you know, anybody can probably get through, you know, the easiest goal on this for the most part. And I have done all the goals on this. I didn't set record times or anything. I didn't do any speed running or anything, but I really enjoyed what I've played of this. That was one thing. When I said I was going to review this game, I said I had to complete it all the way through, complete goal A through E. I had to do it, so. But yeah, this is probably my favorite version of Outrun. Can't say enough about it. You guys have seen my review probably, and if you haven't, definitely go check that out. Yeah, this is, to me, my favorite, best version of the game, in my opinion. I do like the arcade version sometimes. It's kind of fun. But man, and I have the Nintendo Switch version as well. I do have that. I wish I had the 3DS version. Don't know why I didn't get it other than the fact that I don't have a 3DS. I have a 2DS. So, you know, I wouldn't have gotten the 3D effect anyways. But man, yeah, I still kind of half wish I had gotten that. But this is my favorite version of the game, without question. I think this is one of the very best Outrun games, if not the best. So anyways, that's all the time I have for today. What are your thoughts? What is your favorite version of Outrun? Comment below. Love to hear what you have to say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.